Dune Part 2 will most likely win Best Movie of the Year, and here's why. Following the success of Dune Part 1, the anticipation for Dune 2 reached unprecedented levels. Dune 1 had mixed reviews. Honestly, I thought it was a little slow and boring at some points, and I didn't really like it too much. But everyone knew that Dune 2 was about to be the follow-up we all needed, and it did not disappoint. Dune Part 2 was one of the best movies I have ever seen. It's much better than the first part, and I'm going to tell you why. If you're new to the channel, this is going to be a spoiler-free review of Dune 2, and I'm going to answer the question whether or not Dune 2 is your next movie to watch. The original Dune books were written by numerous authors including Frank Herbert, Brian Herbert, and Kevin J. Anderson. Dune Part 2 was produced and directed by Denis Villeneuve. He's the face behind popular movies such as Dune Part 1, Blade Runner, and The Arrival. He's a very well-known filmmaker. John Spaihts also helped in co-writing Dune Part 2, along with Denis Villeneuve. The plot of Dune Part 2 continues to captivate with its detailed story. There are a lot of themes of power struggle, loyalty, and complex relationships. Building upon the foundation that laid in the first movie, it dives deeper into the complexities of its characters and the ever-expanding universe they inhabit. The opening sequences on Arrakis were incredibly shot, and the colors were deep, intense, and beautiful. The characters' dark silhouettes contrast against the orange, spice-tinted skies. In theaters, this sets an incredible tone. The lack of dialogue in this sequence made it feel as if I was watching a nightmare or a dream play out, almost like sleep paralysis. With each scene, the story unfolds, drawing viewers further into the immersive world filled with political intrigue and emotion. It's a satisfying continuation that leaves audience eagerly awaiting what comes next. This was a great return to the world of Dune, specifically when it came to expanding the worlds of Arrakis and Giedi Prime. There were a lot of new and different characters introduced in Dune Part 2. The main characters, Paul Atreides and Chani, improved the tension and emotion in the movie. Their journey together adds a layer of sophistication to both their arcs and their overarching story, keeping the audiences hooked from start to finish. Timothée Chalamet does a great job playing Paul. His character changes a lot during the movie, and he does a great job conveying some intense emotions. On the other hand, Zendaya, who plays Chani, also does a pretty good job acting in this movie. I have to say, I thought she would play a bigger role in this movie, but she doesn't really stick out to me as one of the main actors. She's more of a side character, in my thoughts. Another main character is Lady Jessica, played by Rebecca Ferguson. Rebecca does a great job conveying certain emotions, and she does a great job in this film. Now, I won't spoil too much about the villains, but they are played by Austin Butler, Stellan Skarsgård, and Dave Bautista. They do extremely good jobs conveying pure evil and hatred emotions. The villains are very significant compared to current-day movies, and I think Dune 2 went above and beyond with characters and acting. The acting was both excellent in Dune Part 1 and 2. It's a good step up in the movie industry compared to recent releases. Along with characters and acting in Dune 2, there are pivotal moments that shape the character and the story. From intense battles to deep reflections, the movie strikes a balance between action and depth. The film's aesthetic is superb. It feels more fleshed out than the first film. The costume and set design go above and beyond, giving us fully realized, wholly unique, and immersive sense of place throughout the film. To avoid spoilers, I'm not going to go in-depth, but it's important to note that the film also explores the universe's lore, unveiling mysteries and prophecies. The music in Dune Part 2 maintains a similar tone from the first movie, with Hans Zimmer's score offering a powerful continuation and expansion. The music adds to the action scenes, it extracts more emotion from the viewers, and does a very good job. Adding a beautiful love theme for Paul and Chani adds depth to the soundtrack and gives it a different experience. As for the special effects, Dune Part 2 is expected to be a frontrunner for the Best Visual Effects Oscar. With stunning design and technological advancements, the sequel promises a grander, more intricate visuals than the first movie. It's so immersive and photorealistic that it's difficult to ascertain what is real and what is special effects in each scene. The art style in this movie is spectacular. From epic battle sequences to breathtaking landscapes, the CGI seamlessly blends with practical effects to bring the world of Dune to life in a spectacular fashion. Dune Part 2 is packed with key moments that make it a must-watch. Paul's journey to fulfill his destiny, the politics, and the emotional depth of the characters are all highlights. Now, the ending was very jam-packed, and I recommend seeing it in theaters. It amps up all the visuals and epic scale from the first film. It's truly a sight to behold. You could literally watch the whole thing without dialogue, and it would still be worthwhile for just the spectacle alone. It's better than Part 1 in many ways, and overall, Dune 2 delivers a thrilling and captivating experience that shouldn't be missed. Now for my final thoughts. From the beginning of the movie to the end, I felt engaged. The action fights do not take a rest during this movie. This movie wasn't a slow or boring form as the first part. It does a really good job of keeping the viewer engaged. Overall, while it's not perfect, this was a good adaptation as you could ever hope for compared to the first film. Villeneuve continues to be one of the more engaging directors in modern cinema, and he and his team did an admirable job bringing this sci-fi classic to the big screen. Dune Part 2 is a sci-fi masterpiece. The pure scale and spectacle of the film makes this one of the few movies I would ever recommend needing to see in theaters to fully experience the action and visuals. Another movie would of course be Avatar, but that's long gone. The acting, the visuals, and the intricate plot all combined to make this film a must-see. It surpassed my wildest expectations. The incredible cast did an amazing job, as did the editors and the CGI team. I rate this movie a 9 out of 10. And with that, you have made it to the end of this video. What do you think of Dune Part 2? Leave your opinions in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe as I put a lot of effort into these videos, and it really helps with motivation. Until next time, I'll catch y'all in the next one.